Right, everybody, thank you. Right, I'd like to introduce our next contestant from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Chandra Pandey.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank my supervisor, Dr. Alan Simpson, and Professor Dan Jaka, and then judges also who are here, and all my colleagues who are here to cheer me up. Okay. You don't want your decision-making power is to be taken away by somebody else whom you have not voted or whom you have not approved. I think you don't want it. And you don't want someone you voted but who promised something and who is doing something else or making policies which are quite different. And you don't even feel good when, let's say, illegitimately elected people, they are going to make policies and they make policies something different which you don't want. And at the time you say, it's undemocratic. If the policies are good, you may be quiet. Okay, all right, let me accept it. If the policies are bad, you say undemocratic, and that's what democratic deficit is. Democratic deficit means when, let's say, policymakers, they don't reflect the will of the people while making policies. That is democratic deficit. Or, let's say, those policymakers who don't have any elected mandate and they are making policies, there is democratic deficit. With this idea, I want to go to international organizations. When we visit the literature of international organizations, we find that most of the scholars are arguing these days that there is democratic deficit in international organizations, particularly in two ways. One is the structure of international organization, and another is democratic decision-making based on democratic legitimacy. And what I want to do is, because international organizations, there are lots of international organizations, let's say UN Security Council, UN, EU, and lots of other organizations. So it's very difficult to deal with everything. Therefore, I am narrowing down myself to the climate change issue. UN is responding to climate change issue since 1992 Earth Summit. But the climate change negotiations or, let's say, debate or decision-making process is going on, and nothing is happening so far. We have Kyoto Protocol 1, and we have another one is Copenhagen Accord. But what we intend, what the people intend, that's not happening there. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to develop two hypotheses, whether democratic deficit is central to address climate change issues. If it is, then what are the problems there? And whether democratic deficit is not or has nothing to offer to democratic deficit, then what are the problems? Can climate change be a new means of social control? Or can climate change be related with some other issues? Like we can see that our attention is diverting these days from climate change issue to Arab Spring and to economic recession. So that's what I'm going to look at my research. And my playground will be Kyoto Protocol 1997 and Copenhagen Accord 2009 and further developments. Thank you.